What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is episode 388 for your August 28th, 2021. I am JD from New York. One of the busiest weekends, not only one, but probably the busiest weekend of the entire year. Wrapped up last weekend, and it's continuing on into this weekend, man. We got so much to get into. I don't want to waste a lot of your time, but what is on deck for the show today, man? The big story, obviously, is Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch turning heel at her request, which I don't know if I really believe it or not, but that is what is being reported. Becky Lynch, at her request, wanted to work heel upon return. Now, I don't know why. I really don't know why. It doesn't even make sense as far as a business move. Never mind what we saw or what we are about to see on Friday Night SmackDown. It presents a larger problem in the WWE that a lot of people don't really recognize. And if you are out there defending any type of Becky Lynch return and what had happened at SummerSlam, you are a part of the entire problem. I don't want to hear you. What they did at SummerSlam was one of the worst creative decisions I've ever seen all year. I would probably rank that up there with Bray Wyatt, Bill Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. I would probably rank it up there with Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins inside the infamous Hell in a Cell match that they had. Awful, awful, awful booking that really just took a shit on a bunch of different aspects in WWE, including not only Bianca Belair, but one Sasha Banks. I don't get it. So we're going to go over that today. Also, Brock Lesnar being back. It was absolutely a last-ditch effort for WWE to counter CM Punk's return to professional wrestling on Rampage. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Lesnar wasn't advertised for the SummerSlam show. Lesnar wasn't advertised for anything regarding Roman Reigns. WWE fast-tracked everything because they wanted to steal the thunder away from All Elite Wrestling. So now when is the match with Roman Reigns happening? Is it going to be at WrestleMania? Does WWE have The Rock in their back pocket? If they do have The Rock in their back pocket, clearly that's going to be the WrestleMania main event match. If not, where is this match going to take place? Is it going to be at WrestleMania? Or are they going to save it? Or are they going to do it in Saudi? I don't know. According to several sources, Lesnar is signed with the WWE for a 13-match, year-and-a-half contract. Again, I don't know if that's legit or not. That is what I was seeing on Twitter. I don't know where that came from, but I don't know if I have it in me to watch Brock Lesnar 13 times against anybody in the WWE right now. Maybe 2, maybe 3 tops, one of them being Roman. But other than that, I don't really care to see Brock Lesnar, as I think his appeal after all these years and the WWE rinsing and repeating what they do with him, I don't really have any interest, and he's not the draw that WWE thinks he is or what he once was. Also, I got AEW news, I got NXT news, I got a whole bunch of news, man, but those are the 2 top stories. And we're going to get into everything right away. Again, I thank you guys so very much for joining me on episode 388. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. We just got verified on Twitter. I couldn't believe it. We got the check mark now, man. We are now a check mark shill. I guess now I am really on Tony Khan, TK's payroll. I want to see what happens now, man. But I do feel a little bit of power. Now, when I tweet somebody, you're going to see that little check, but who's this fucking guy? Oh, he's a verified account. He must be somebody important, man. Or he's a verified account. He knows what he's talking about. I'm about to give the check marks a good name, man, because the check marks, they usually cocksuckers. So now I'm about to give the check marks a nice name in and around the Twitterverse, man. So I can't wait. But thank you guys for all of the overwhelming support. I couldn't do this without you. Couldn't do this without you, man. So thank you very much. It's pretty exciting stuff and more still to come. Make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. There's a bunch of stuff on the homepage, so go and check any of that stuff out. I was live last night for SmackDown, which was obviously the bigger of the two shows, SmackDown and Rampage. We do a double show stream on Friday night. Make sure you guys go and check all that stuff out. Also, Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, which was a lackluster show. And I actually have reason why Dynamite was a lackluster show. It almost came off as a dark episode on Wednesday night. Still over 1 million, with CM Punk being there and him dropping the major Daniel Bryan news without mentioning Daniel Bryan's name. But I do have reason why Rampage, or Dynamite rather, was a very lackluster effort going into All Out. So we'll cover that as well. But if you missed that live stream on Dynamite Wednesday night here on Off the Script, go and check that out. It's on the homepage right now. If you guys want to support the show, you could definitely do that in a couple of ways. Patreon.com is one of them. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. We got the Off the Script dugout mugs, the baseball bat beer mugs with the Off the Script insignia logo carved into the wood. It is awesome. We got some Are We Live t-shirts. They are only exclusive. Those two items on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you guys want t-shirts, generic t-shirts, the actual Off the Script t-shirts that are available to the general public anytime you want, you guys can go right underneath the video that you're watching right now. Bonfire is now partnered with YouTube. So if you guys click on the shirt that you want, it'll take you right to the webpage. You buy, you order your size, and boom, it'll be shipped to you in 2 weeks. So that is great. Go and check that out. And let me tell you something, man. Bonfire, I'm glad I stayed with them for this very reason. I always had a feeling that they were going to be partnering with YouTube. It's such a great company, and the quality of the shirts is fantastic. That is one of the reasons why I never went anywhere, man. The shirt quality is amazing. So that's bonfire.com. Again, underneath the video that you're watching right now, click the t-shirt. It'll take you right there. Some really great designs with a new one coming in just a few weeks, man. Can't wait to unveil that to you guys in the future. Today's show is sponsored by Dr. Squatch. DrSquatch.com. You guys are going to use code SCRIPT at checkout. Don't be a smelly wrestling geek, man. The dog days of summer are here. I don't want to see any of you in Chicago unless you're using Dr. Squatch. I need you to smell and look your best when you come to the meet and greet, man. That's DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off. Speaking of the meet and greet, I will announce that on Monday Night Raw's post show. I'm going to have some information regarding that, and we're going to have a fun time in Chicago, man. It's going to be really, really great. Got a nice brewery planned for the meet and greet. There's going to be cold beverages. There's going to be food. There's going to be pictures. There's going to be laughs. All right, it's going to be great, man. So I will announce that on Monday Night Raw's post show right here on the podcast next Monday. So make sure you tune into that. If you guys are heading to Chicago, I'd love to meet you, man. Jesse and I will both be there. So we can't wait to meet you for what is going to be an exciting weekend for All Out. I'm hearing some surprises. I'm hearing that there will be some surprises for All Out, man. I don't know what they are, but Andrew Zarian of the Matt Man podcast is saying that there's going to be a great surprise. Now, with all the rumors going around, it could be Daniel Bryan. It could be Adam Cole. We don't know. Ruby Soho is rumored to be there as well, the former Ruby Riott in WWE. We will find out, but I'm hearing that there are going to be more surprises on top of CM Punk wrestling Darby Allin for that show. Should be great. Can't wait to be there. Can't wait to meet you guys in Chicago. Let's get into the top, man. Going to start with this one. Start off with some SummerSlam news coming out of Saturday's show. SummerSlam. It was an abysmal effort. Not really much happened on the show. A return here, a return there, but mostly a terrible in-ring product was SummerSlam. We got a major update on Sasha Banks, who was pulled, but WWE conveniently still promoted her for SummerSlam. And I mean conveniently, right up until she was about to make her entrance, they had Greg Hamilton, the SmackDown ring announcer, say, Sasha Banks is not in the building and she is not medically capable of competing here tonight at SummerSlam. Meanwhile, they just showed a video package of Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair right up until the match was about to start. Sucks to be WWE, man. How fucking stupid are they as a company? But I got a major update on Sasha Banks, man. Some fans are wondering if Banks' absence was due to a storyline. Those rumors have been put to bed. Fightful Select has reported that Sasha Banks was not cleared to compete at SummerSlam. The company is hopeful that she will be back imminently Becky Lynch returned to WWE programming for the first time since WrestleMania 36 when she defeated Bianca Belair, which we will go over, to win the SmackDown Women's Championship, and she was Sasha Banks' replacement. I am going to go out there and say, don't quote me on this, and I don't want anybody to run with this. Oh, well, JD's reporting it. It's news. JD's reporting it was news, man. Oh, he's a check mark. He's shilling himself as a journalist. No. Some people came to me saying, you think Sasha Banks is pregnant? No. Sasha Banks is not pregnant. I think Sasha Banks was out for precautionary reasons because of COVID. And if you guys are paying attention to the WWE Universe, Mr. Pat McAfee has COVID. So Pat McAfee, who's on SmackDown, coincidentally the same brand as Sasha Banks, some people on SmackDown's brand, he might have gotten it. And others might have gotten it as well, or others might have gotten it and not felt really anything or as bad as Pat McAfee. So come Friday, I'm recording this before SmackDown, Pat McAfee may not be on Friday's show. In fact, I know he won't be. He's home quarantining for 7 days, 14 days, whatever the restrictions are now or the mandates are for you contracting COVID. But it more than likely is just a precautionary reason for her to be out. And that's all it is. She'll be back in 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. She may miss this show and be back next week. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what the plans are for Sasha Banks. What I don't understand is this. Becky Lynch rumored being a heel. You already have Sasha Banks, a heel who turned on Bianca Belair. You got Bayley, who's out, who was a heel. And she's going to come back and be a heel. I don't want to see that woman come back and be a babyface. Then you got Bianca Belair, who's a babyface. Why do we need Becky being a heel? Meanwhile, you got the two other top women on your brand being heels. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. So we'll discuss that in just a little bit, but Sasha Banks is out. I'm assuming it's COVID-related. That's the only thing that we got to go on. So I'm speculating that it's something COVID-related. We don't know her condition. We don't know how badly she came down with it. Maybe she felt nothing. Maybe she had no symptoms. But she's got to be out for precautionary reasons because of what happened. Pat McAfee was on Twitter saying that he's got COVID and he's vaccinated. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going with that. That's my personal take on Sasha Banks. WWE at SummerSlam reportedly confiscated Bray Wyatt signs. There was a beautiful Raider-esque Bray Wyatt sign in the front row. I seen it during the pre-show. After that, done. I don't remember seeing it. Maybe we seen it in the first match and then quickly WWE shut that shit down like John Taffer, bro. Fan who sat near ringside for Saturday SummerSlam pay-per-view brought a big Bray Wyatt sign that was actually shown off during the pre-show event while Big E wrestled Baron Corbin in a singles match. Dave Meltzer noted on the Observer Radio that WWE confiscated signs that were related to the former Fiend in WWE. He says, and I quote, "Did you hear they were confiscating Bray Wyatt stuff? There was a big Bray Wyatt sign that I saw in the Big E Baron Corbin match, and they panned away really quick. I was told they took it from the guy, which actually I was told got heated, but the guy did give it up." End quote. Bray Wyatt actually liked this guy's tweet because he tweeted Bray Wyatt about how long it took him. It took him about something, I don't remember the exact number, but it was definitely 70 to 80 hours that it took him to make that sign. All hand-drawn and hand-painted. Can you imagine what this guy felt like? I would have been fucking kicking and screaming too. Motherfucker, you know how much time I spent on this shit and you want to take it away because you're being fucking petty because he's not in the company anymore and we don't want his likeness on TV? But it's not stopping WWE from selling his t-shirts, from selling Funko Pop, from coming out with a new Funko Pop that I just saw. As of yesterday, a Christmas-themed Fiend. It's not stopping WWE from still having Alexa Bliss go out there and play part of the Fiend character with her own spin on it. But you got to take this poor guy's sign away. WWE doesn't deserve somebody like Bray Wyatt, like Wyndham Rotunda. Give me a break. Taking signs away. But I thought the WWE Universe was the most integral and powerful part of the universe. I thought we were at an understanding here, WWE, that you needed us. That you needed us. The Thunderdome is no more. We're so glad that you're back. Meanwhile, the biggest show with live fans, yeah, we're going to take your sign. Go fuck yourself. Bullshit. Bullshit. I feel bad for this guy, and Wyndham deserves better. WWE are nothing but petty fucking little children. That's all they are. John Cena, he wrestled Roman Reigns in the main event, lost. Rightfully so. That was the right creative decision. I seen some people, oh, John Cena's going to win. John Cena's going to win. No. No. Roman Reigns is never losing the Universal Championship. Get used to it. Oh, but he's boring. Oh, but the act is stale. He's never losing the WWE Championship or Universal Championship. If he had the WWE title, I wouldn't have him lose that either. Might as well give him both titles. Bobby Lashley is of no comparison to Roman Reigns. Give me a break. WWE definitely shows you that's the case. I'm wondering if they will wrestle at the Survivor Series, though. We'll see what happens. But John Cena is finished with the WWE, at least for now. According to a report from Mike Johnson of PW Insider, WWE officials are moving forward with the understanding that John Cena will no longer be available for future bookings after the September 10th episode of SmackDown, and that is the SmackDown from Madison Square Garden right here in New York City. Why? He's got Hollywood commitments. Mike Johnson says this, and I quote, "We are told that Cena is done with the future of WWE, or if right now for future appearances in WWE due to filming commitments. Currently, Cena is only scheduled for the 9/10 Friday night SmackDown taping at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Beyond that, WWE is going forward with the understanding that he won't be able to make any appearances for the foreseeable future due to the filming that he has in Hollywood. There's no timetable for another potential return. WWE sources confirmed this after SummerSlam," end quote. Cena said this to the fans on Twitter: "Words cannot describe how appreciative I am that the WWE Universe allowed me the opportunity to return and perform. Thank you, staff, superstars, and most of all, fans, for giving me an unforgettable summer at home with my family. The journey takes me away now, but I will see you soon," end quote. WWE's got one more date with John Cena. I don't know if they're going to let him wrestle. I know I would. If he's able to, and he went through a 20-minute match with Roman Reigns, clearly he didn't miss a beat. You know, John Cena isn't the most strategic worker of them all. He's not the best in-ring worker of them all. So, I mean, if you want to put him in a ring on September 10th at Madison Square Garden and really load that show up, I would assume Finn Balor is going to get a championship match at the next pay-per-view against Roman Reigns. Why not have Finn Balor wrestle John Cena and then have him the number one contender and then have him go on to wrestle Roman Reigns at the Extreme Rules show in September? I think that's a nice gateway for Finn Balor to get a championship match. Other than that, I mean, he's pretty much owed one, but I'd like to see him earn one. I don't even know why he was owed one to begin with. He didn't do anything to earn that title shot. So if Cena is able to wrestle and he's making one more appearance, hopefully the stars align and we get Cena putting over Balor. I think that makes sense. Maybe they don't have him wrestle because of commitments to Hollywood. This is his last appearance. God forbid he gets hurt. And then he's not able to make his commitments to Hollywood. So I don't know where they are thinking in terms of that, but if it's able to happen, I'd do it. But Cena, I was a little disappointed with his return, to be quite honest with you. I thought the build for the Roman Reigns match could have been done a lot better. I think WWE really took it for granted because it's John Cena and Roman Reigns. I think that they felt like they didn't need to do much because the match is going to sell itself because of the two guys and where they are. And the fact that this show, SummerSlam, was already, I'd say 80-85% sold out before this match was even announced. So WWE didn't have to do anything. They felt like they didn't have to do anything. So some of the promo work was all right. Some of the promo work was a little head-scratching. It didn't come off as really as serious as I wanted it to be, but I enjoyed the match. I didn't enjoy it as much as what I seen from Roman Reigns and Edge at Money in the Bank, but I thought it was a good match, and it lived up to being a main event of SummerSlam. But Cena, when he will be back, I don't know. Maybe we see him during WrestleMania. And if I'm booking Cena at WrestleMania, I'm booking Cena at WrestleMania against Edge. I'd love to see those two in the ring, telling a story. I'd love for them to be on the mic together, going over their long, storied history. I think John Cena and Edge is one of the best rivalries in WWE history, man. I think as far as John Cena is concerned, I think that may be up there with Punk as his greatest rival. And I'm saying, I know there's Orton out there. A lot of people mention Orton. I like Punk. I like Edge as far as Cena's rivals in WWE. I thought Orton was boring. So if Cena is at WrestleMania, I'm booking him against Edge in a big money match at WrestleMania in Dallas. But Cena's finished for now. Maybe we get him at Madison Square Garden against Finn Balor. WWE has a new pay-per-view on January 1st in Atlanta, simply called Day One. That announcement was made during the Rolling Loud Festival in Miami, Florida. Remember when SmackDown had that little picture-in-picture deal or that dual location deal where they had Rolling Loud? Tickets for Day One go on sale Friday, as of yesterday, 10 a.m. That will take place at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The Day One show might be the reason why there is also talk of WWE moving the Royal Rumble to early February. WWE held New Year's themed shows before, with New Year's Revolution happening in early January, but this would be the first time that they've done a pay-per-view event on the actual New Year's Day. WWE plans to air SmackDown on New Year's Eve from Charlotte, North Carolina, which I do believe may be a tape show, and then the pay-per-view will be live on January 1 from Atlanta, Georgia. Now, some people told me that the reason why WWE is moving the Royal Rumble to February and they're doing a January 1st show, it has something to do with the NFL adding an additional week of football games to their schedule. I don't know how true that is, but whatever the reason is, if WWE has a Day One, I'm not concerned about the NFL. WWE has a Day One show on January 1. I do not want to see another pay-per-view on the last week of January. I don't. I think February is good for a Royal Rumble. I don't mind it being moved to February, but the thing is, and I've said this a couple of times on some of the extras that I've done on the show, if WWE is doing Day One, and then the Royal Rumble is happening the first week of February, then I don't want to see an Elimination Chamber 2 weeks later in the same month. Now, is WWE going to eliminate the Elimination Chamber completely? I know I would. The WWE has tarnished greatly the Elimination Chamber. It does nothing. They don't really use it for what it's intended to be used for. It was once upon a time a great integral part on the road to WrestleMania, not anymore. They don't use it the way that it should be used. So, knowing what we know now, and knowing what I've said, that there should be no Elimination Chamber, I pretty much guarantee WWE is going to move the chamber to March. And we're still going to get an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in March, which at this point, I wouldn't even have a pay-per-view in March. Let WrestleMania exist on its own. Book for WrestleMania. Make those matches and stories as good as you possibly can make them, instead of booking for another show and then 3 weeks after the Elimination Chamber, we're going to go into WrestleMania. WWE can come up with some other storyline plans or gimmicks or however they want the road to WrestleMania to go, but I don't think putting an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in March is the best way to go about it. Day One, New Year's Day, and then we got the Royal Rumble, and after that, all full road ahead to WrestleMania. Or never mind the Elimination Chamber. If WWE eliminates the Elimination Chamber, they'll probably end up doing Fastlane because, they got to tie it in. They're on the road, and then they're in the fast lane to WrestleMania. Bullshit. It's all corny, cheesy garbage. I would not have a pay-per-view in March at all. But they got to get those Peacock subscriptions up, so I'm assuming there's going to be something. And everything that I'm saying is probably just fantasizing, fixing WWE's pay-per-view woes. But we'll see what happens. They got New Year's Day, Day One. Maybe they got something cool planned. Maybe we got some surprises happening. Knowing WWE, probably not. But that's the way I would have everything just kind of end up as far as the pay-per-view calendar is concerned. Switching gears, man. Adam Cole, baby. There was once upon a time where WWE was pretty confident that Adam Cole was going to re-sign with the company. Probably the greatest NXT superstar that has walked into that company. You got the likes of Johnny Gargano, who's the heart and soul, Tommaso Ciampa, who is also considered the heart and soul of NXT. But Adam Cole, man, you got your Joes, you got your Ballers, but Adam Cole is the number one guy for the last 4 years. He's been on top there for 4 straight years, ever since he walked in the door. And the Undisputed Era was one of the best factions in WWE history. Since the days of the Wyatt family and the Shield, the Undisputed Era reigned supreme in WWE. Andrew Zarian spoke about Adam Cole's contract situation on the latest Mat Men wrestling podcast. Zarian said that there were people in WWE that were under the impression that he was staying with the company and going to resign. But now that opinion has changed drastically. Zarian said, and I quote, "The people that I spoke to within WWE for the longest time, the anticipation was that Cole would resign with the WWE. Something changed. Now, I'm not being told that he's leaving. I'm also not being told that he's signing with the WWE," end quote. Now, take it with a grain of salt. It may mean nothing. It may mean everything. But Adam Cole, as of this morning on Friday, took out the link that was on his Twitter profile that linked you to his WWE shop page. And some people told me that either his merchandise was completely slashed in price on WWE shop. Somebody, as of yesterday, told me that his merchandise isn't even on the shop anymore. That they've omitted and deleted all Adam Cole merchandise from WWE shop. That can mean either one of two things. Number one, he's leaving. Or number two, he's going to the main roster and they just have some new branding for Adam Cole that they will reintroduce at a later time when he makes his debut on the main roster. I don't think that is the case. I do think personally, my gut, my heart tells me that Bay is going to join All Elite Wrestling. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, as we know in previous stories that were revealed in the last couple of weeks, Cole spoke with Vince McMahon a couple of weeks ago, and apparently those talks went well. But it did not spawn Adam Cole signing a new deal. Zarian continued, "The conversation with Vince McMahon went well, apparently. That was a positive conversation at the SmackDown on Friday a couple weeks ago. I don't know what changed," he says. I'll tell you what changed. Adam Cole realized that he's not going to be able to break through the glass ceiling. Adam Cole brought a negotiation tactic into this meeting with Vince McMahon and was honest with him. He went over what was important to him. And Vince McMahon didn't want to hear anything. You couldn't break through that barrier. Adam Cole has a Twitch. It's very important to him. We all know this. Adam Cole's not going to be able or allowed to have a Twitch on the main roster. Not when Cesaro can't have one, AJ Styles can't have one, Randy Orton can't have one, Roman Reigns can't have one. Nobody can have one. But Adam Cole somehow is going to get a Twitch channel, and he's going to break through all of the edicts that Vince McMahon brought down upon everybody. You're going to give Adam Cole the one Twitch channel that is able to thrive out of the entire WWE roster. Not going to happen. WWE is in no way ever going to bend a knee for somebody like Adam Cole. I think the edict sucks. I think it's ridiculous. So I'm pretty sure that he brought that to the table while negotiating and talking to Vince McMahon, and he got denied. Rightfully so. I didn't think why he would be able to change anything. He's great. And Adam Cole should be given everything that he fucking wants to keep him on that roster. He's a future WrestleMania main event. He's an incredible worker, one of the best in the world right now. If WWE doesn't see value in him, then they don't deserve somebody like Adam Cole. We all know this. But Adam Cole is done. He knows what exactly is coming to him. WWE had no plans. Vince McMahon reportedly said, "Make plans for Adam Cole." What plans? To sit in mid-card purgatory on Monday night? Meanwhile, this guy should be given fucking world championship gold right out of the gate. Give me a break. This guy is as good as gone. Tired of people saying, "Oh, he's not a big deal. Let him go." He's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I've never seen one company recklessly just abandon talent at the rate WWE is recklessly abandoning fucking talent. If you don't find value in Adam Cole, I don't think you deserve to watch WWE. Or maybe you should watch WWE. Let me rephrase that. You don't deserve to watch AEW because that's where apparently all the big boys are gonna go play. You could be stuck with your fucking last-ditch Brock Lesnar efforts because, oh my God, CM Punk came back on Friday Night Rampage. Cole's contract expired on Friday. He is now a free agent. He can now willingly talk to any promotion he wants. He could show up on Dynamite Wednesday. He could show up in Chicago on Saturday, or Sunday rather, at All Out. He could do anything he wants. According to a report from Fightful Select, Cole is not planned to be part of the WWE main roster at this point. They asked around, and despite his meeting with Vince McMahon, this isn't happening. He had not signed a new contract as of this past weekend, says Fightful. We spoke to sources backstage at WWE Raw and confirmed that he is not planned for any show moving forward in any capacity. There you go. The Young Bucks have since updated their bio with a callback to Cole being resurrected from the dead. And it was quote tweeted by Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Bay's girlfriend. For those of you that don't get the reference, Cole was actually killed off on being the Elite once he signed with NXT. The link in the Young Bucks video bio, or the link in the bio, was a video link. And it was a link to the most infamous seances in history. Basically, they are hinting at bringing somebody, Cole in this instance, back from the dead. Seances are used to communicate with the dead. Then they had a picture on their Twitter bio. I believe it was the header of their Twitter page where Matt Jackson was dressed up as a ghost hunter or a ghost buster, and they had ghost hunting equipment. Kenny Omega was pictured there with some fucking geek standing in between them wearing a ghost cloth over his head with eyes on it. I mean, these guys really know how to rile up the fucking internet fan base, I'll tell you that. But they don't do that shit on purpose. They do it because they want you to think they're doing it for comedic reasons. But they're doing it because they know. They're doing it because they know Bay is headed to AEW, and good for them. Now, I know a lot of people were actually tweeting me, well, Adam Cole, he's staying with the WWE. They had him launch a new Mattel line, and he was one of the people there with Johnny Gargano online. Amazon Live. They did it on Amazon Live for Mattel, new action figures, a new line of WWE Mattel action figures. Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano were the two guys promoting this new line of Mattel action figures. This was actually taped a few weeks ago. So it is not a sign that Cole is staying with the WWE. That was Cole doing whatever WWE asked him to do a couple of weeks back, and they aired it as of yesterday. It doesn't mean he inked a new deal with the WWE. He still very well could, but I think he knows exactly what his destiny will be. I think he knows what his future will be on the main roster. He's not stupid. I may be wrong on this, and I'm not telling him what to do. I'm telling him I don't think it's the right decision, man. I don't. Look at the landscape of Raw. Look at the mentality in NXT. They just came out. Meltzer said that WWE is now saying that they will no longer hire independent talent to come into the company. They will not hire independent talent to join the Performance Center and train at the Performance Center with hopes of getting on NXT. They want to build you from the ground up. They want to build WWE drones from the ground up. And the reason why they do this is, A, they're easier to control. Vince doesn't have to babysit them because they'll still have that indie stink on them when they go through 3-4 years of NXT and then make it to the main roster. Vince is always going to dissect. Bruce is always going to dissect something that they don't like about what happened with this particular person down in NXT. The training sucks. Remember the report that they said, that Bruce said, or Vince's team said, that they thought the training was miserable and they didn't like the direction of the training with everybody coming out of NXT? That's the reason why. Now, they're all hands on. Vince's team is all hands on. Not only with the way they train, but the way that they hire. Guys like Cole are not going to be hired anymore. And the other reason why they're not hiring any independent talent is because every time WWE invests in independent talent, that independent talent gets to learn under the WWE banner. That independent talent learns the WWE way. So in some sense, they take what they've already learned. They're a lot better off for it. They got an entrance. They know what to do during the entrance. They know how to work the TV camera. They know how to work the TV tapings. They are primed and ready to work for a major promotion coming out of WWE. How do you feel if you're WWE? Now, they do it on purpose. They don't give a fuck about anybody. But how would you feel if you're running a business and you put all that resource into who you're signing from the indies, only for them to stay 4 or 5 years, and then they either get fired or they have a contract come up like this instance with Adam Cole, and then they end up signing with AEW? How would you look at that if you're running a business? I know if I'm running a business and I put 5 years of resources into Adam Cole and now he's a better version of what he used to be and now he's going somewhere else and I'm not able to tap into that and use him, yes, it's WWE's fault, but that's their mentality. I would be pissed. I'm just giving all of my time and money and energy to Adam Cole for him to go take it and go somewhere else and use it. It's ridiculous. Then there's a loyalty issue. WWE may not see that these people coming on in are loyal. Adam Cole, I find to be a loyal guy, I think. I mean, look what happened to him. He worked without a goddamn contract, and he stayed and opted to stay and finish out his time with Triple H and Shawn Michaels and NXT. That's the type of guy that you want on your roster. He could have said, fuck you guys. You the ones who fucked up, not me. I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to AEW. I'm joining my girlfriend and my buddies over in Jacksonville. But WWE doesn't want to put all these resources in somebody for them to only go somewhere else. Now, with the mentality of that, look at who they're signing. They're going after Gable Steveson. They're going after track and field. They're going after all these fucking unknowns. There's a sense that if WWE trains them that way and those people on the receiving end, they think that WWE is giving them the world, there's going to be a sense of WWE loyalty. So when those people eventually learn everything that they need to know under the WWE banner, then they're going to more likely stay with the WWE because that's all they know, instead of going out and venturing somewhere else and taking what they've learned somewhere else. I could see both sides of the spectrum. I think WWE is fucking ridiculous. I really do. Because if you got an Adam Cole, if you got anybody out there, Jonathan Gresham, you don't want to sign guys like that to your roster? Are you serious? But I guarantee you, WWE would not blink an eyelash if Darby Allin was a fucking free agent. They wouldn't bat an eyelash if Sammy Guevara was a free agent. Why is that? Because now the tables have turned. WWE wants to tell you that they're doing one way, but if those guys were a free agent, or if MJF is a free agent, or anybody like that, Jungle Boy, right? I guarantee you WWE would be pissing their fucking pants to get any of those talents on their brand. So which is it, Bruce? Which is it, Vince? You want indie talent? You want your own talent? Which one is it? You got to stay consistent. I'm looking forward to seeing when Darby or any of these guys are free agents. I want to see how hard WWE goes after them. Because they're everything that Adam Cole is. And everything that Adam Cole is, and everything that those guys want, you don't want, supposedly. Adam Cole's done. Guarantee you he ends up in AEW. I hope so. The matches that man could have over there and the trajectory of his career is going to go through the roof. If he stays with Vince, the guy will be suppressed, just like everybody else that comes out of NXT that looks like him. WWE's deal to bring back Brock Lesnar was political due to Fox being unhappy about CM Punk going to AEW. Said this on Saturday night when I covered the show, man. If you think that Brock Lesnar being back was in the works and it was always the plan and WWE tried to thwart everybody away from the plan, you are as dumb as I think you are. This was absolutely a last-minute move. I think I don't know when exactly the phone call was placed, but I'm sure WWE knew Punk was headed to Friday night on Rampage. I knew he was going to be there. Everybody knew he was going to be there. So I'm pretty sure WWE knew in advance what was going to happen. When they called Brock during the week leading up to SummerSlam, I have no idea. But CM Punk is the reason why Brock Lesnar was called. AEW debuting Punk in their company was the reason why Brock Lesnar was called. They only did it in that slot to take the thunder away from AEW. And then they want to hype the best return of the entire year. Bullshit. You may be stupid like we all think you are, but stop being ignorant on top of it. It wasn't the best return of the weekend, and neither was Becky Lynch. Neither was Becky Lynch. Punk owned it all. But he's not a draw. Trending number one on YouTube for about 2.5, 3 days. Fucking close to 8 million views with his return video. Dynamite did over 1 million. Rampage did over 1 million. They had 18 to 49 demographics that were rivaling SmackDown. But he's not a draw. He's not a draw. We'll get into that. But WWE's deal to bring Lesnar back was strictly political to combat AEW and CM Punk. Now, according to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, a last-minute deal was made by WWE to get Lesnar back for SummerSlam, and the deal was made in part because they wanted to appease Fox. Fox is unhappy that WWE did not go and offer CM Punk a deal. I don't know why Fox would be completely upset with WWE. The only reason why they should be upset with WWE is for the fucking way that they treated this guy and for the fact that their relationship with Punk was tarnished because they're a bunch of fucking assholes. Who's to say Punk wanted to go back there? You could have offered him the fucking world. You could have offered that man any amount of money and anything that company has. And who's to say he would say yes? More than likely, he would have said no. Punk is not about the money. Punk is back for the reason that you watched on Friday night. Punk is back for the reason that you heard on Friday night. It has nothing to do with money. He's being paid because he's CM Punk, but that is the last thing on the priority list. Being out 7 years, you accumulate some sort of value to yourself. Sticking to your morals, you accumulate some value to yourself. The man was going to be a needle mover, exactly like we all stated. In every single year, we heard rumors of Punk coming back. Needle mover. He's the only guy that's going to move the needle. He's the only guy that's going to get people to watch. And he's proven to be a valued commodity already on night one. So give me a break. But Meltzer says this, and I quote, that the relationship with Fox and Punk was positive. This is going back to his days on WWE Backstage. WWE Backstage and the network was upset that big money was not offered to get him on SmackDown. And Meltzer said that WWE felt the need to get Lesnar and Becky Lynch to SmackDown right away because Fox was unhappy with the way WWE handled the Punk situation and not offering him a contract. They thought that they would make Fox happy, and they thought that it would make Fox happy by bringing Lesnar and Becky back, and that would kind of erase the feeling of Punk not joining WWE and going to AEW. No, but they were brought back because WWE has plans, right? They were brought back because WWE has all these great creative plans for Brock Lesnar and Becky Lynch. Clearly, that is not the case because Becky Lynch was the one to defeat Bianca Belair in 27 seconds for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and nobody can understand why that happened. It legitimately made absolutely no sense whatsoever. Political. He also wrote the situation with Fox and WWE is always up and down, with the key being that Fox's SmackDown is used to promote Peacock, the streaming service that is owned by NBC Universal. Particularly, Fox has its own streaming service that they are rolling out. WWE didn't want to wait that long. Who knows when Fox is going to have their streaming service rolled out? They were like, well, Peacock's offering us $1 billion. We'll take it. As long as Nick Khan can buy himself another $8 million mansion. Lynch was already scheduled to return, but her storyline plans changed when Sasha Banks was not cleared. On Lesnar, Meltzer said that, as always, Lesnar's timing got him an even better deal. Of course, Lesnar didn't want to come back unless A, fans were there, and B, you had fucking plans for him. So WWE gathered together some minuscule plans, and he said, you know what, you're bringing me back, I'm getting whatever the fuck I can out of you. You want me back, I want this. And WWE, A, needed Brock Lesnar back because they're fucking inept in building new talent. And then they needed Brock Lesnar back because Fox was breathing down their neck. So Brock Lesnar was in an ultimate negotiation scenario where he could act whatever the fuck he wants. And you know what? He got it. Who is better than Brock Lesnar? Ridiculous. Lesnar made his return at the end of SummerSlam after Roman Reigns defeated John Cena for the Universal Championship. The show ended with Lesnar walking to the ring, stared Reigns down, and fans were left wondering what Paul Heyman will do now and where his allegiance lies. Will it be with Roman or will it be with Brock? Lesnar is going to be a babyface also moving forward in the feud with Reigns, and Lynch is officially a heel. This supposedly was done at her request. So we'll go over that in just a second. But folks, it was political. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It was absolutely political to bring Brock Lesnar and Becky Lynch back to SummerSlam And it all revolved around CM Punk. Don't let anybody else fool you. NBC and USA Network, Fox is not the only one that is upset. They're upset as well. NBC and USA Network has issues with SmackDown being so stacked. WWE actually had other plans for Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. Andrew Zarian from the Mat Man Pro Wrestling Podcast this week noted that there were plans for Becky Lynch to appear at SummerSlam even before WWE knew Sasha Banks would not be on the show. Yes, Becky Lynch was going to be there, and she was going to come out and address the live audience saying, "I'm back. The man is back." Becky Lynch was never factored into winning the SmackDown Women's Championship and burying Bianca Belair in 27 seconds. But she was supposed to be there. But WWE needed to act quick. Bianca Belair needed to defend that championship. It wasn't going to be against Zelina Vega. It wasn't going to be against Carmella. It needed to be against somebody that was of equal value to Sasha Banks. Thus, we got Becky Lynch. And it was awful. Zarian said there were plans for Lynch to make an appearance, but the plans changed when she was inserted into the SmackDown Women's Championship picture in the match with Bianca Belair. Zarian said, and I quote, "I was told this was not going to be the ending. Obviously, she was going to show up on this card. Becky Lynch was always going to come out for this live crowd. That was not something that was last minute. The title change was the difference. That was the new. That was something new. That was not planned. That was an adjustment. They made it, and we'll see where it goes on Friday." Zarian also noted that several key members of NBC Universal's management team took to this news, and they are not thrilled that SmackDown's roster is so much more stacked than Raw. Zarian said there's a little bit of an issue with NBC and the USA guys, and the fact that this SmackDown roster is really stacked now. End quote. I said this from day one, man, and you guys can quote me on this. Becky Lynch didn't need to be on SmackDown. I don't know why anybody thinks Becky Lynch is going to make an already stacked women's division on SmackDown any better. It may make it better, but what you're actively doing is showing you two things. One, that the women's division on Monday Night Raw is inferior and doesn't matter. And B, Monday Night Raw is absolutely the B show when main roster shows are concerned. Monday Night Raw is not a priority over SmackDown. Monday Night Raw for years was the A show. SmackDown was always considered the B show, but being that Fox is the bigger network, they're getting preferential treatment over Monday Night Raw. Meanwhile, the NBC Universal deal that's paying Monday Night Raw TV right fees is about the same that WWE is getting from Fox. So how do you feel if you're NBC Universal? How do you feel if you're USA Network? Thinking, well, we're paying the same money for your product, but you're giving them all the attention and all the people that we want. Where is this even? Anybody looking at these fucking shows knows that it's not even. Look at SmackDown. Lesnar reigns, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Bayley. I mean, you're fucking kidding me? John Cena showed up. Edge is over there. Edge was a Monday Night Raw guy. Edge is on SmackDown. Everything that WWE has done has to fuck Monday Night Raw. It's been done to screw Raw. How would you feel if you're USA Network? I know I'd be pissed. As a fan, I'm pissed. I don't know why it's taking them this long to get mad is my question. How about somebody answer me that fucking question? Why has it taken you so long to get pissed about what's going on now? Don't you watch this show? This show is absolutely horrid every week. It is abysmal. It's a fucking abomination when it comes to pro wrestling shows. Every single week, it's a rematch. Every single week, it's the same shit. There's nobody on that show that has any watchability at all. Riddle, Orton, Styles. That's it. They've even managed to fuck up Bobby Lashley. How that's even possible after this guy dominated during the pandemic, I don't know. I don't know. Drew McIntyre has been fucking shoved down your throat. He doesn't feel the same anymore. Everybody was for him, and now everybody's against him. Even though he's out of the title picture, he just seems boring. Boring. Look at that women's division. Charlotte, Rhea, and a fucking Batgirl wannabe. Then you got Asuka, who's out. I don't know where the fuck she is. She may be on the next set of cuts. If this keeps up, she's over 40. Nick Khan's gonna see Asuka. Who the fuck is she? Cut. Who else is on that roster? Who else is on that division? At this point, I don't know. I don't know. Who's there? Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Alexa Bliss. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Better than fucking melatonin is that Monday Night Raw women's division. Now you look at SmackDown's women's division, Becky, Sasha, Bayley. You got 3 of the 4 horsewomen on one show. Right there, it's not even. Becky should be on Monday Night Raw. Becky, Sasha, Bayley, who's out injured, Toni Storm, Tegan Nox, Shotzi Blackheart. Naomi's over there as well, not even being used. Liv Morgan's over there, not being used. Then you got Carmella, who isn't terrible, and Zelina Vega, who is whatever. But you got women over there. Look, and then you got Natalya and Tamina. Tamina is whatever, but Natalya is always a solid and boring as fucking bathwater. But Natalya is a great pro wrestler. Look at that roster. You could almost call it a division. But I said it from day one. Becky is probably best on Raw. She would equal everything out. But here we are. I'll just give it to SmackDown. I don't get it. If I'm NBC, if I'm USA, I'm pissed too. I'm pissed as well. Things may be fixed in the draft, maybe. When has WWE righted any ship in the draft? They don't even take the draft itself to be serious. Maybe this year's different. I don't know. Probably not, though. But maybe they'll fix these problems in the draft. Maybe. And what happens then? What happens then? How soon before we start getting rematches on Raw with a whole new roster? Is WWE going to equal everything out and make both shows feel equally important? No. No, they won't. The plans were for Becky to be at SummerSlam. The plans changed, and WWE buried Bianca Belair in the process while also bringing Becky Lynch back, giving her an unnecessary title reign on SmackDown. It wasn't even the title that she had given up on Monday Night Raw. So she's back for what? The SmackDown Women's Championship? I'm sorry, I don't remember that title being in the briefcase when she presented the briefcase and the title to Asuka when she went out on maternity leave. I'm sorry, I remember it being red and not blue. So please fill me in on where she said she's coming back to get the title that she never lost back. Wasn't the SmackDown title. They got some major fucking problems, man. Hopefully they know what they're doing. You can sign me up. I'll fucking help you for free. I just want good television. WWE reportedly changed plans for Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. They changed plans, folks. What else is new? Dave Meltzer noted on the Observer Live that WWE moved up Reigns and Lesnar. Their original intention was to run that match for WrestleMania 2023. Now it appears that they are pulling the trigger on this a bit sooner. You don't say. You don't say. I mean, I'm no fucking mathematician over here, but I doubt WWE has plans from now all the way till WrestleMania 2023. If WWE is planning something now, they'll probably pay it off in the next month because long-term vision in this company, let me tell you something, Dave, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You're giving WWE way too much credit, my friend. You're giving WWE way too much credit. That's what these geeks online do. That's what these shills do. They give WWE the fucking benefit of the doubt. They move the goalposts back further and further and further and come up with a new excuse every single fucking week. Just like the AEW haters. Now it's, Punk is not a draw. Oh my God, he only drew a 1.17 on Dynamite. That's less than what he drew on Rampage. I guess Punk's not a draw, right? Give me a break. They're over 1 million. He's back for 4 days. The fuck do you expect? WWE changed plans. So WrestleMania next year is taking place in Dallas Stadium, AT&T Stadium. And then the year after that, it's Inglewood in SoFi Stadium. Now, WWE had wanted to do WrestleMania with Brock and Roman next year. But now the rumor is that WWE wants to bring back The Rock for Survivor Series, and they want to start building Roman versus Dwayne at WrestleMania in front of 100,000 fans. Because that has everything to do with Roman and Rock needing a payoff. And I think it has a lot to do with Rock not being able to go. He may have more commitments. So, it's definitely, when they have The Rock and are able to use him, you better fucking use him. Because if you don't, you may not get him for another couple of years. And he may be older. He will be older. He may not be able to go as good as he does now, 3 years from now. So WWE is on a very, very, very tight line. They walk in a tight line with The Rock. You either get him now and do the payoff, or you don't get him at all, or that's worst case scenario. You don't get him at all. That's the worst case. And if you need to wait or have to wait, or if you wait any longer, you may be waiting for The Rock to come back to WWE. He probably wants to get this over with. They know that they don't have a lot of time in him. He knows that, they want him for Roman. So if he's going to give his time, he's going to give it when he can. He is not somebody that needs WWE. WWE needs him. So it's all based on his time and schedule. Does it have anything to do with WWE wanting Rock because of AEW or AEW effect, CM Punk? I don't think it has anything to do with CM Punk, to be quite honest with you. WWE has wanted The Rock for years. So it's more in line with what they have going on with his schedule than anything. It's not anything AEW related. So stop that. I will always be honest with you. I'll tell you if it's AEW effect or not. The Rock being brought back for Survivor Series and The Rock being brought back to WWE because of the Roman storyline has nothing to do with CM Punk. It has nothing to do with AEW. It's all based on his schedule. You either use him when he's available or you wait, or worst case, you don't get him at all. And WWE doesn't want to wait. So what they're doing is they're fast-tracking everything. It was supposed to be Lesnar and Roman at WrestleMania. So now that they have the opportunity maybe to use The Rock, now they're pushing everything up. So they're doing Rock and Roman at WrestleMania and Brock and Roman at Saudi. That's what they're doing. That's what I assume is going to happen. So we'll see what happens with WWE reportedly changing plans. But I don't know why anybody would think that Brock and Reigns would be saved for 2023. Brock Lesnar wasn't even factored into any SummerSlam plans until maybe 2-3 days. Maybe day of. We don't fucking know. Day of SummerSlam. He wasn't even supposed to be there. But these are the people that you're thinking have plans for 2023 with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. They don't even know what the fuck is going on SmackDown tonight. They don't even know what's happening on Raw. You're going to book fucking WrestleMania 2 years from now? You got to be out of your mind, man. Come on. Last minute changes is what happened. So that's what's going on there. Becky Lynch, speaking of last minute. Becky Lynch returned at SummerSlam, and Ringside News is reporting that Becky Lynch wasn't expected back until October. She wasn't expected back until October. Two things are happening in October. Number one, the draft, supposedly. WWE may have surprised her for a draft appearance. Oh my God, SmackDown drafts Becky Lynch. Could have did that. Or WWE could have saved her for a show because there are now rumored King and Queen of the Rings coming to television on Raw and SmackDown in the month of October. Maybe WWE was going to save her for the Queen of the Ring. Maybe they're going to have her win the Queen of the Ring. That would have been a nice entry point for Becky Lynch. I don't know. Maybe they could have done both. Bring her to a brand and then debut her in the Queen of the Ring tournament and have her win it all. But WWE really wants to focus on making some shows moving forward must watch. They're saving the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring tournament for specific theme shows, and then they're saving the draft for I guess a season premiere or something along the lines of that. So they want big moments, they want big shows, they want a reason for people to watch. So they were saving Becky Lynch for that. But they only fast-tracked Becky Lynch because of Sasha Banks, and the reason why they did it was because Sasha Banks was out. They needed someone of equal value, and the Punk situation definitely pushed them over the edge. All right, we're going to do Becky tonight. We're going to show them whose return was better. Becky Lynch is more over than CM Punk. No, she's not. Not on any fucking planet that you can name is Becky Lynch more over than CM Punk. The WWE had plans to return Becky Lynch in October. A tenured member of the creative team confirmed to Ringside News that Becky Lynch's SummerSlam return was WWE calling an audible. Lynch was not supposed to return, but the decision was made when they realized that Sasha Banks could not work Allegiant Stadium. WWE had about 8 days, and Sasha Banks clearly was being taken out of the show. WWE had 8 days' notice. They did nothing about it. They continued to promote her, though. The decision to bring Becky Lynch back was made during this last week. That also gave them the time to print up the Vegas t-shirt that she was wearing at SummerSlam. Becky Lynch has traveled with Seth Rollins to many of the previous WWE events, and she is already slated to be in attendance for SmackDown. The plan for her triumphant return to the ring was pushed up significantly because WWE realized how serious Sasha Banks' situation was. Now, Ringside News is uncertain, though, what the original plan for Becky Lynch's return in October was, but she was not in the company's original outline for SummerSlam. The man is back a bit early, and WWE will have to figure out what to do next. Like I said, WWE was probably saving her for the draft. Big, hey, Becky Lynch is back, and then inclusion in the Queen of the Ring. That's my speculation on that. But WWE fast-tracked her because of Sasha Banks, and it was exacerbated. It was given the seal of approval and the exclamation point because of CM Punk. So it was a mixture of both things. Sasha Banks is a huge name. You're not going to cancel a promoted match that they fucking promoted all these days. You're not going to cancel it day of. It's either you cancel it and make people unhappy, or you bring somebody back of equal value, possibly greater value than Sasha Banks, and you make the crowd happy. But that didn't give them the fucking excuse to make this match 27 fucking seconds. That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't get. That's why they did it. Sasha Banks needed a suitable replacement. Now they're stuck with God knows what the fucking plan is. Becky Lynch turned heel, I guess, in many eyes of the fans. I'm not sure if she's really heel or not. I guess we'll find out on Friday Night SmackDown. But WWE supposedly turns Becky Lynch heel after SummerSlam's disaster. Becky Lynch supposedly is now the top heel on SmackDown's women's division. This is according to a report from PW Insider. Lynch won the SmackDown Women's Championship in 27 seconds from Bianca Belair, hitting a forearm strike and then a manhandle slam, which is nothing more than a rock bottom, after faking a handshake to Bianca Belair. The SummerSlam match was Lynch's first match since night one of WrestleMania 36 back in March 2020, where she wrestled Shayna Baszler. And she won that match when she shouldn't have won that match either. According to PW Insider, the decision that Becky Lynch squashed Bianca Belair for the title was ultimately a decision made by Vince McMahon. It was said that McMahon wanted to make Lynch's highly anticipated return even more spectacular. I don't know what I should do. Rant about this first or give you what Mike Johnson said? Let's go with Mike Johnson first. I quote from PW Insider. We are told it was 100% a Vince McMahon call, and the title switch to Lynch was specifically to make her return even more spectacular. It should be noted that the quick nature of the match, 27 seconds, was seen by a number of fans as taking the wind out of the sails of Bianca Belair. But we are told that even though some in the company expressed that same concern, the idea was that the moment was about Lynch, per Vince McMahon's vision of the pay-per-view. End quote. That's the fucking problem. That's the underlying problem. It's Vince McMahon's vision for SummerSlam because of what happened on Friday night. That is the problem. You're not going to hear that from anybody else, though. They're going to dance around the fucking topic, and they're going to give you bullshit because Becky Lynch, she's a name. Becky Lynch, she needs to be back. She needs to be the champion. WWE's on the road. They need Becky Lynch as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Fuck you and fuck all that noise. This is the problem. Vince McMahon's vision for the pay-per-view, and it was about the moments for Becky Lynch's return. And nothing did I hear. It's about the future and about building Bianca Belair as a future piece to the WWE Women's Division. I don't get the negligence. I don't get the negligence and the sheer burial of talent happening so freely, happening so willingly. How does Bianca Belair look good coming out of this? You got these apologists online, you got these fucking geeks that dwell in the darkest corners of Twitter who don't know their fucking elbow from their asshole. These people have the dumbest fucking takes, man. It is so mind-numbingly stupid. I feel like my brain is nothing but fucking jello after reading half of these people's opinions, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Your opinion is fucking worthless to everybody that reads it with their own eyes. Shut the fuck up. Bianca was buried. Becky Lynch did nothing to save Bianca Belair. Nothing. Bianca Belair should be the one priority that you have moving forward in this case. She won the Royal Rumble. She main evented WrestleMania with Sasha Banks. Does none of that matter? You know, by Bianca Belair being squashed in 27 seconds, it tarnished her Royal Rumble victory, and it tarnished everything that Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair did in the main event of WrestleMania. It tarnished all the work that Sasha Banks, it tarnished all the tears that Sasha Banks cried for at WrestleMania. That moment was ruined. We were ushering in, and it certainly came off on television, we were ushering in a new era with Bianca Belair. The first time two black women main evented WrestleMania. Special moment, great match. Will go down in the annals of WrestleMania history as a top-tier moment for the entire fucking show in its history. You wiped all of that away in 27 seconds because you were more concerned about Becky Lynch's moment that she never was supposed to have, and you were more concerned about the vision for the pay-per-view. Why were you concerned about the vision for a lackluster fucking pay-per-view that you put no fucking effort into building towards? The effort that you put into Roman Reigns and John Cena should have spoken volumes about what you originally thought about this pay-per-view. You were just happy that 50,000 fucking people were sitting there. Lucky, too. No, but it was about the pay-per-view. So not only did you ruin Bianca Belair's fucking image, you all did it because Becky Lynch. You all did it because of a certain vision by Vince McMahon for SummerSlam. Do you not realize that many, many people are invested in Bianca Belair? Do you now know that many people are fucking pissed off at your actions towards Bianca Belair? Do you now realize that all the investment that people have put into Bianca Belair is now a waste of time? Do you expect Bianca Belair to win that championship back? I don't. Do you expect Bianca Belair to beat Becky Lynch for that SmackDown Women's Championship? I don't. I don't know why anybody would look at her and take her seriously. And she was finally starting to hit her stride, too. It happened only 2 weeks ago, but she started to finally be the fucking badass EST that we remember in NXT. She finally started to grow a set and show everybody and tell everybody why she's the fucking quickest, the best, the fastest, the greatest, and all that other shit. But 27 seconds wiped all of that away. I mean, I don't understand the logic here. How invested was WWE? I want you guys to ask yourself a serious question. How invested in Bianca Belair was WWE? Clearly not. Clearly zero. Because if they were, they would have never had the thought cross their mind, you know, tonight we're going to bury Bianca Belair in 27 seconds. We're going to make Becky Lynch the new SmackDown Women's Champion. No questions asked. I don't know how those words roll off somebody's tongue in management, and nobody has a fucking problem. Nobody has a problem. Becky Lynch doesn't have a fucking problem with this? Becky Lynch could sit back there and fucking murder somebody in cold blood right in front of Vince McMahon. He'll shrug his shoulders. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Janitor, clean it up. She can get away with murder. You mean to tell me this woman doesn't have a fucking mouth? She doesn't have a voice? She doesn't have a fucking solid brain in her head to realize that this is wrong? You know, Vince, I don't think this is right. You built her up, main event at WrestleMania. She won the Royal Rumble. I'm concerned about Sasha Banks as well. All the work that Sasha Banks put into building that moment for Bianca and being in that moment, I can't take that away. It's going to erase everything in 27 seconds. I think we should go a different route. Maybe we do the triple threat match with Carmella. Maybe I can pin Carmella and win the SmackDown Women's Championship so we don't have to pin Bianca Belair. Maybe I just don't do the match at all. Maybe I just don't do the match at all and we save it for a later date and really build something behind it because it is a big money match between me and Bianca Belair. Does she not have a fucking voice? She could have easily said something to Vince McMahon and say, it's not right. Let's try something else. I'm not comfortable with it. Bianca Belair doesn't have a mouth either, I guess. 30 years old, don't have a fucking mouth to speak up for yourself? What is so fucking difficult when it comes to Vince McMahon that nobody has a fucking set of fucking balls to speak to this guy and tell him exactly what they are feeling? Bianca Belair, the look on her face during the post-show, during the after party when they were asking her about how she felt, she looked defeated. Defeated! The woman looked like she wanted to fucking cry after she lost. She don't have a fucking voice? She can't go to Vince McMahon and say, Vince, listen, I know I haven't been here that long, but maybe we should come up with something else. I worked my ass off to get here, and I'll do whatever you want, but I don't think me losing in 27 seconds is a good look for my EST character. I don't think it's a good look after everything that you've done, Royal Rumble, Sasha, WrestleMania, this and that. I don't like it. I don't understand how nobody spoke up about anything regarding this. Why is it so easy for people in WWE to treat people like Bianca Belair and champions in general like fucking garbage? Would Roman Reigns ever lose the Universal Championship in 27 seconds? No. So why does it have to happen to Bianca Belair? Everybody's like, this is going to make Bianca Belair into a bigger babyface. The fuck are you talking about? She's now tarnished. I don't understand how this is going to make Bianca Belair a bigger babyface. Everybody that cared about her before this 27 seconds, let me tell you something, geek, don't. They don't anymore. It's all over. But if Bianca Belair WrestleMania'd, or main event at WrestleMania, she was in the WrestleMania main event with Sasha Banks, WrestleMania. Is that even a fucking word? Create my own fucking lingo on the show. If she main evented WrestleMania, I would like to consider her a big fucking deal by management, right? She's got to be liked by everybody. So why on this night did the vision of the pay-per-view matter more than the vision of the future for the WWE? That's the fucking problem. Vince's vision for the pay-per-view trumped the vision for the future of WWE. He didn't give a fuck about Bianca Belair. He only gives a fuck about Bianca Belair when he needs Bianca Belair for something. Clearly, he didn't need Bianca Belair for an integral part of SummerSlam. She was needed for WrestleMania, so that's why she was there. She was needed for the Royal Rumble because they had nobody else to win the Royal Rumble. Now that he doesn't need Bianca Belair because Becky Lynch is back, so fuck Bianca Belair. Champions should matter. Why is it that Roman Reigns never lost a title in 27 seconds? Would Tony Khan ever book any of his champions to lose their titles? Miro, TNT title. Kenny Omega, the AEW World title. The Young Bucks, the tag team titles. Britt Baker, the Women's Championship. Would any of these wrestlers be booked by Tony Khan to lose their respective championships in 27 seconds? The answer is absolutely no. So why does it happen in WWE, and why is it that people so willingly accept what is obviously so fucking wrong with this company? That is obviously so wrong to Bianca Belair. There was no other way to go about it? Again, I ask you, how much did WWE care about Bianca Belair when they knew that Sasha Banks was not going to be at SummerSlam 8 days ago before the fucking show actually happened? They knew Sasha wasn't. The last time we saw Sasha was in that contract signing. After that contract signing, where she beat the shit out of Bianca Belair, we didn't see her. They knew that after that appearance, it was going to be Sasha's last for a couple of weeks at least. So if WWE cares so much about Bianca Belair, why didn't they go about doing something a lot better if they had 8 days' notice? You couldn't have Bianca Belair come out on SmackDown and kind of throw out Easter eggs and Becky Lynch innuendos or some puns. Nice play on words about, well, listen, Sasha Banks isn't going to be there. Why does everything got to be so fucking secret in WWE? Why can't you just let everybody know? You know, I think a lot of this frustration would be a lot lower if WWE was, I don't know, fucking honest with people. Maybe you should have revealed that Sasha Banks wasn't medically cleared. I don't need to know the fucking reason why. Just tell me that she's not medically cleared. Have Bianca go out there and say, listen, she's not medically cleared. It's not my fault. I want to know who WWE management is going to give me at SummerSlam. I'm ready to defend this championship. I'm the man in this women's division. Throw out some Becky Lynch innuendo. Some Becky Lynch Easter egg. Maybe throw in a Rollins Easter egg as well. Mention Rollins without mentioning Becky. Mention both of them without mentioning any of their names. So that we know Becky Lynch may show up at SummerSlam. The people attending get excited, knowing that Becky Lynch could be here against Bianca Belair. And instead of sending Carmella out there to be treated like yesterday's fucking recycling, you don't send her out at all. And the fans are now 8 days building this anticipation. Bianca's got Becky. Bianca's got Becky. Sasha's not here, but Becky's here. And that music hits, and it's only Bianca. And you know what? They give us 20 minutes. And Bianca goes down in a blaze of glory, losing the championship if you wanted to lose or wanted Bianca to lose in that moment. But having her lose in 27 seconds and you withholding all the information, promoting the match up until the very last fucking second before they made their ring entrance is only to tell people Sasha Banks wasn't there. Yet I just seen 15 seconds before they came back a fucking promo for the match. Inexcusable. Inexcusable. WWE could have taken a page out of the CM Punk Easter egg playbook, the AEW Easter egg playbook, but that would play into the situation of WWE following and not leading. They feel like they need to do what they need to do because they're the leader in sports entertainment. They're the leader in the industry. They can't be lowered to follow AEW. Meanwhile, you got guys like Jim Cornette saying that Punk's debut was brilliant and perfect, and I couldn't do it any better myself. Shame on everybody in that fucking company. Shame on Vince. Shame on Bruce. Shame on People Power. Shame on Bianca. Shame on Seth. And shame on Becky. Shame on you all. You all did Bianca dirty. You all did her dirty. And the vision of this company will die in Vince McMahon's hands because he's not about the future. Clearly, he's not about the future. As long as the vision for this pay-per-view is where it needs to be, according to Vince McMahon standards, we're fine. Meanwhile, the pay-per-view sucked. It sucked. And everything that happened was because of a knee-jerk reaction because of Rampage and CM Punk. Becky Lynch, supposedly, I don't know how I believe this or how much of this I believe. Becky Lynch made the request to turn heel. Now, I heard multiple stories. At first, I heard it was Vince McMahon's idea. Then I heard it was Becky Lynch's idea. I don't know who to believe. But the anger is still being felt coming out of SummerSlam. Now, fans are not happy about what happened there. WWE created Becky Lynch's return to be hated. I don't know if this is going to translate into what we see on Friday Night SmackDown. I have no idea. I will watch when I get there tonight. It's 4:30 on Friday afternoon. I have no idea what Becky Lynch is going to do or what Becky Lynch is going to say on Friday Night SmackDown. She could absolutely be booed. I just don't see it. The woman went away to give birth. I don't know why anybody would boo her. She's the most popular act in all of WWE. She's the biggest babyface that they have in the company. Why would you turn her heel? So let me get this straight. Vince McMahon wanted her to go heel a few years ago. And according to sources, the decision to have her turn heel this time was all on Becky Lynch. So I'm trying to wrap my head around this. If Becky Lynch could give the idea of turning heel to Vince McMahon, where was Becky Lynch telling Vince McMahon that the idea to bury Bianca Belair in 27 seconds is not such a good idea? If Becky Lynch's idea to turn heel was hers, where was Becky Lynch to speak up about the atrocity that happened at SummerSlam to Bianca Belair? That woman cares about everybody else. That woman cares about the future. In my eyes, if that is legitimate truth, Becky Lynch is a cancer as big as any in WWE. Selfish as any in WWE. This is Goldberg type selfishness. But the idea was hers. So where's her mouth to Vince McMahon? Vince, I don't think me burying Bianca in 27 seconds is a good idea. Maybe we could do something else. Inexcusable. Inexcusable. Why would she want to go heel? Does she realize that A, it makes no sense, B, nobody's going to boo her, and C, how much money is being left on the table with Becky Lynch being a heel? All the merchandise that she could potentially sell as a babyface is never going to be sold as a heel. You're going to have people boo her? For what? It doesn't make sense creatively. Look at what this woman has been through in the last 12 months. She gave birth. She came back. She trained. And now here she is. In the last 12 months, what has Becky Lynch done for us to want to boo her outside of pinning Bianca Belair in 27 seconds, which is not going to be enough? Maybe it's enough. Again, I don't know. I just don't really see people booing Becky Lynch. But there's no foundation there. You can't have something just dropped into the middle of the program after being away for 12 months. Boo her. There needs to be a reason. Is that enough of a reason? I don't know. But this is not like a Bret the Hitman Hart. I mean, Bret had a foundation being built about why he turned heel. One of the best heels in the history of the company. How good did it look when Stone Cold turned heel and joined Vince McMahon? Nobody wanted that. Fans revolted. And look at Becky Lynch herself. She's a prime example of what WWE wanted to do the first time they wanted to turn her heel 2 years ago. A few years ago. How long ago was it? 3 years ago, right? When they wanted her to turn heel by beating up Charlotte? That's the last fucking person that you're going to get to play a factor into turning someone heel. Nobody likes Charlotte. That's how fucking inept these people are. That's how out of touch with their own fucking roster they are. With their own fan base they are. It failed once with Becky Lynch. How good did it go then? Why would you expect any different now? Again, the part that I don't understand is it was her decision. So why didn't she speak up? Does nobody find what they did at SummerSlam wrong? The booking of Belair left many wondering and bewildered. Even Nikki Bella expressed unhappiness over the way Belair was booked. She said because of that moment, SummerSlam sucked. She said, I enjoyed nothing on this show because of the way that woman, and she pointed to Belair at the after party, was treated. Finally, some sense comes out of Nikki Bella's mouth. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. One thing is for certain, folks. Clearly, the vision of WWE has nothing to do with the future. It's about making money and bringing back big names and making people who are already rich even richer and people who are already rich in Fox happy. Fuck the future of the company. Every time we get a glimpse of the future, WWE mishandles it. They misfire on creative opportunities, and they always take the back door to the wrong way. Instead of attempting to go head on and build for the future, they always leave themselves in a predicament. Shit needs to change. I don't understand why there are not enough people in this company to combat the opinion of an old 76-year-old man in Vince McMahon. His vision is clearly skewed. We cannot continue to book this show on the vision of Vince McMahon. We need to start booking the vision of this show based on what the fans want and who the fans have invested their time in. Bianca Belair was a big part of television coming out of WrestleMania that was a lot as far as fans' investment is concerned. WWE took all of that investment and they left us bankrupt at the end. I can't stand for that. If there's one thing that I hate most, it's misusing of talent. And Bianca Belair has been a prime example of some of the worst misused talent in recent memory. Thank you guys for hanging with me here, man. The second half of the show is about to get underway. This is episode 388 of the podcast. It is August 28th, 2021. Just a friendly reminder, man, follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. And please remember to turn on the bell for all notifications. I would kindly appreciate if you hit that thumbs up as well. Let's try for 1,500 thumbs up on the channel as we are now on our way to 127,000 subscribers on YouTube, man. Also, today's show is sponsored by Dr. Squatch. DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout to save yourself 20% off, man. Start feeling like a man and, by God, smell like a champion, bro. I don't want to see you guys in Chicago at All Out if you're smelling like Raw. I don't want to see you guys if you're smelling like WWE, man. Give me a break. Geeks, sweaty geeks. Don't be one of them. DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout to save 20% off, as seen in Men's Health, Birchbox, Men's Journal, GQ, you name it, man. The award-winning Dr. Squatch. It's simple. You guys go to the website. You pick what you want. Pick your favorite scents, your favorite products. They got soaps. They got hair care, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant. They got toothpaste. I got it all. Free shipping delivered to your door. Lather, rinse, and repeat with all natural organic soap, man. Starter bundles, you name it, they got it all. They even got a Star Wars-inspired bundle that you guys can go out and get if you're a fan of Star Wars, man. Once again, that's DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout to save 20% off. As always, I love Dr. Squatch, and I would not be using it. I would not be telling you guys about it if I myself did not use it. I believe in it. As always. I also believe SmackDown. I believe SmackDown did pretty decent in the ratings, man. The viewership was up. Key demo holds for SummerSlam's Go Home show. They did 2.102 on Fox for the Go Home show on Friday, right before Saturday's SummerSlam. That was up from the previous week of 2.084. In the all-important 18 to 49 demographic, the show did a 0.57 rating. That was actually down just a tad from the 0.58. The show was more of the same. It wasn't really all that. It was about Punk on Friday night. SmackDown legitimately, if you watched the previous week's show, it was legitimately the same show, man. We got Reigns and John Cena making their final statement one-on-one to each other heading into SummerSlam. Edge made an appearance to respond to Seth Rollins. We got a brood bath. We got a very brood-inspired Edge to come out and do what he did to Rollins, which I thought they killed it at SummerSlam. Rey Mysterio versus Jey Uso. That led to their tag team match And more of the same on SmackDown. Not really all that good of a show. But the ratings are up. So good for WWE, I guess. The big thing on Friday night was Rampage. CM Punk's Rampage AEW debut/return. It was the number 2 ranked show on cable for all of Friday nights. This is per Show Buzz Daily. They're back to give you the ratings every week. Rampage was the number 2 ranked show on cable Friday night, ahead of Fox News programming that included Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity's shows. NFL preseason football on ESPN took the top spot for Friday night. Rampage drew 692,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 demo. That is a 0.53 rating. Just to give you guys a glimpse at what the Raw 18 to 49 demo was, it was around that last week at a 0.55. So they're right there in line with Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown's was a 0.57. So it's not that far away from Friday Night SmackDown either. That in itself should be looked at as a success. Now, that was higher than any episode of Dynamite except for the very first episode of AEW Dynamite. The key demo came close to SmackDown on Fox, like I mentioned. SmackDown drew 2 million viewers, 2.1. And they did a 0.57 rating in the key demo. What makes AEW's number so impressive is that they never outright advertised Punk's debut, and they were in the 10 p.m. time slot. The overall rating for the show was 1.129 million viewers for AEW Rampage. All I heard all week was Punk was not a draw. All I heard was CM Punk is not a needle mover. AEW shop was shut down for 48 hours. Pro Wrestling Tees was shut down for 48 hours. They were in a 10 p.m. time slot. Rampage did 792,000 the week before, which was still higher than NXT, mind you. And they came close in the demo to both Raw and SmackDown. At a 10 p.m. time slot to do 1.129 million viewers, that's absolutely a success. And then Dynamite, they did the same number, basically the same number. What was it, a 1.17? They actually did more on Dynamite on Wednesday. And that was a lackluster show for COVID-related reasons. That's why the show was lackluster and looked like more of a dark show than anything. But every time I talk about CM Punk or I talk about AEW, I always get these fucking AEW haters that are constantly moving the goalposts back. When AEW does something right, they don't admit it. They're afraid to admit anything positive about AEW. Meanwhile, everybody that says I'm a WWE hater, I don't hate WWE. I hate the way that they run the place. I hate what they do with talent. I love WWE. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made this my full-time gig. But I've always been fair and consistent in both ways, WWE and AEW. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good. But what is the constant moving of the goalposts back when it comes to AEW? Now that they've transcended 1 million viewers on a regular basis on Dynamite. Now, according to these goalpost pushers on social media, that's not enough now. Now they were like, oh, I thought Punk was a draw. What happened? They're drawing the same millions that they drew without him there. Will you give it fucking time? This is a big fucking puzzle being put together strategically by Tony Khan. When he has the right piece, he will put it in its proper place. CM Punk is one of many things coming to AEW. It all started with Andrade. Andrade led to Black. Black led to Punk. Punk is going to lead to Bryan. Bryan's going to lead to Wyndham. Or Cole. Bryan's going to lead to Cole. Maybe we get Cole before Bryan. Either way. Cole to Bryan. Bryan to Wyndham. You think this is something that's going to happen overnight? When AEW unleashes the fucking real form, AEW is still injecting itself with the fucking T-virus, bro. We're going to get AEW looking like Nemesis pretty fucking soon. Just wait. You know, for all the OGs of the channel, I said this years ago. Come the second year, AEW is not going to look the same. Come the third year, AEW is not even going to be anywhere where it was resembled in year one. And that's where we're going. Because this is the natural growth of the company. Oh, they're pushing all their young stars back to bring in all ex-WWE guys. I'm sorry. When were you guys ever concerned about the way Tony Khan spent his money? Why is it of a concern to you? Would you not throw money at CM Punk? Would you not enlist Daniel Bryan? Would you not go out and actively sign Malachi Black and Andrade and Bray Wyatt and Wyndham Rotunda? Adam Cole? The fuck is wrong with you? Are you mental? Are you stupid? Do you belong in an insane asylum? Or do you have pro wrestling and succeeding on your mind? Because that's what Tony Khan has. Tony Khan is building the greatest roster of talent that this entire industry is going to want to be a part of. And that's why CM Punk signed. That's why Punk is there. That's why Bryan is there. So stop the hate. I always get it. Marco Stunt, embarrassment. Marco Stunt used to fucking stick dildos in matches, and he used to fucking use dildos as weapons with fucking, what's his name, Effie. Or whatever the fuck was going on the indies. Sonny Kiss, how could you watch and support this garbage? Jelly Janela. That's not AEW. That's AEW according to you because you fail to see the growth in the company. You fail to see the progress the company is making. What you want out of AEW is it to fail. And you're always going to harbor ill will to those minuscule fucking nothing talent that are obviously embarrassments. This is the AEW that Tony Khan is giving us. Punk being back is going to transcend how we look at pro wrestling. WWE is the alternative. They should be the leaders in professional wrestling. It's now turned. WWE is the alternative. It's a fucking circus. You want a little mixed bag of everything, you go watch WWE. If you want professional wrestling, you're going to watch AEW. And they are not perfect by any means. Their women's division is still looking rough. I'll be the first to admit that. But things will be getting better. If the women's division complaint is all you have, that's a complaint I will gladly take any day of the week. Their roster is stacked. Their roster is stacked. Their tag team division is the best on the planet. If what you're harboring is, a lackluster women's division, give it time. Give it time. Tired of these goalpost pushers, man. There's always something new with these fucking people. NXT. NXT's ratings after TakeOver 36, which was probably the best wrestling show of the entire weekend. 685,000 live views. That is up from 654,000 live views the show did 1 week prior. 0.16 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, which means the show is not cool enough for the cool kids on the block. Show did a 0.15 rating 1 week ago. It was ranked number 27 in the top 150 shows on cable. The post-NXT TakeOver edition of NXT Tuesday Night was very boring. It legitimately put me to sleep. I woke up just in time to watch Carmelo Hayes and Odyssey Jones, which I was surprised that Carmelo Hayes beat Odyssey Jones. I will say this, though. I like both guys. Carmelo Hayes is money. Odyssey Jones, he's going to grow on me. She's got a likable personality. Now, I didn't think Odyssey Jones was gonna lose this match. I thought Odyssey was going to win it just based off the criteria that WWE now has in what they're looking for as far as talent is concerned. But the way that they did it, Carmelo Hayes, I felt didn't need it. He was a breakout guy anyway. You can make that guy a breakout guy without the use of a tournament. I thought Odyssey Jones was someone that could have used that tournament to his benefit more so than Carmelo. Carmelo's been on TV. He's been in matches. One specifically with Adam Cole. So, I don't know why they did what they did, but they went about it right. They went about it right. It was a crucifix pin that landed Odyssey in a predicament, and all of his weight came kind of crashing down on top of him in this crucifix pin by Carmelo, and he couldn't kick out. So they went about it right. There was no way Carmelo was going to beat him by using offensive maneuvers or knocking him out. I mean, Odyssey Jones is 450 pounds. But they had a decent match. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what those two guys do, man. I'm going to keep a close eye. I watch NXT every week. All because I don't do it live or do it post-show doesn't mean I don't watch. When it gets better, I'll be back. Right now, I'm really taken out. Nick Khan and Vince McMahon have killed my love for NXT. This edict, this new mentality, not hiring indie talents, the firings of Bronson Reed, it legitimately crushed me, man. It did. I love NXT. I don't want to see NXT die. Under Vince McMahon's watch, it will. Triple H is not in charge anymore. That much is for certain. Timothy Thatcher versus Ridge Holland. Hit Row versus Legado del Fantasma. Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter versus Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Kaylee Ray versus Valentina Feroz. And Zion Quinn versus Boa were the other matches that rounded out NXT. Zion Quinn, that's a guy that's got the look that fits the new mold of NXT. That's the first time I seen him. I heard that name before, but man, he didn't really do much against Boa, but he looks physically impressive. That's the type of guy we're going to be seeing more of on NXT. That guy. Zion Quinn. Not a big fan of Kaylee Ray. She's there. Because obviously Vince purged the women's division, so they moved Kaylee Ray. There's nothing more she could have done in NXT UK, so now she's in NXT Local. I'm assuming Walter's going to end up in the same place. There's nothing for him to do over there after he lost to Ilya Dragunov, which, by the way, got a 4.25 star rating from Meltzer. Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter look to be the next in line for the tag team titles. And Ridge Holland. That's another guy that seemingly is going to be pushed to the moon just based off the way he looks. I'm not impressed by Ridge Holland at all. But Danny Burch is back, and the group is back. So we got Burch, Lorcan, Holland, and Pete Dunne. They look good. I don't know what they're doing for War Games, but I would imagine that these four are going to be in there with Ciampa, Thatcher, and two others. Who that is, I have no idea. And if you guys heard that, it legitimately scared the living shit out of me, man. Huge fucking sound of thunder outside. Even Mother Nature hates fucking NXT. Unbelievable. Vince McMahon apparently sees NXT as the future. I don't know if somebody was drinking when they reported this story, but apparently this is being reported. Vince McMahon sees NXT as the future. Vince McMahon oversees everything in WWE, and now he's got his claws in NXT. He's also behind the recent releases in NXT, and pretty much since the pandemic started, actions Triple H has no say in whatsoever, even though Nick Khan expressed to Ariel Helwani that Triple H was a part of the team that made these cuts and was a part of the team that was in decision to make these cuts on NXT. No, it wasn't. Triple H was not a part of the decision-making process to cut Bronson Reed from NXT. Give me a fucking break, man. I'm going to believe Nick Khan. If he told me to look up and see what I see, and I told him the sun is shining without a cloud in the sky, and he looks up and tells me, you're lying. You going to fucking believe him? You're going to believe this guy? I know I'm not. Nick Khan looks like the biggest con man that you could possibly find running a multi-billion-dollar company. Nick Khan made some controversial comments when it came to how they will train NXT superstars, as the brand will be undergoing a huge revamp in the next couple of weeks. NXT taped 3 episodes, and then I believe starting in September, we will start to see the new revamp. There was a fake tweet going around about WWE Junior or WWE Kids or something like that. It was a mocked up fake tweet. So if anybody sees this shit floating around, or if you see hashtag WWE Junior going around, it's all bullshit. WWE is not turning NXT into WWE Nick at Night or Nick Jr. They're not doing anything like that. Now, Samoa Joe was asked about what Vince McMahon thinks of NXT. Joe stated that Vince McMahon sees NXT as the future of the company. I think Joe's been hitting the bottle a little bit. He says this, and I quote, I think he perceives it as the future of his company. I think he's heavily invested in it. It's funny, you know, I read all this stuff that I hear from people. At the same time, he's probably the biggest proponent of its existence. And much of what has happened thus far in NXT is because of Vince McMahon. NXT, it's the future of WWE, and it's a big reason why I'm excited to be kind of associated with it because I get to delve into the future, end quote. Sounds like Samoa Joe is fearful of his new boss in Vince McMahon firing him once again. You know why Vince McMahon apparently, according to Samoa Joe, sees NXT as the future of WWE? It's because it's no longer in the hands of Triple H. Triple H is no longer in charge of NXT. So if Vince McMahon sees future in NXT or sees NXT as the future of WWE, it's because he's running it operationally 100% with his team. That was never the case 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. For the last 7, 8 years. It was all Triple H run. Every decision that came out of NXT was made by Triple H and his team using Vince McMahon's time and money. So now that Vince McMahon is now fully operationally in charge, of course he now sees NXT as the future of WWE. Why wouldn't he? Not going to give that benefit of the doubt to his son-in-law now, right? He's not going to bring the accolades down upon Triple H, right? Triple H couldn't take NXT to be the future of WWE, so now Vince has got to do it. Because Vince is going to change it, and Vince is going to take all of the praise that Triple H should have had, but don't. Give me a break. Samoa Joe sounding more and more like a fucking shill every single time he speaks. AEW Dynamite draws 1.17 million viewers, more than Rampage, by the way. 1.17 million viewers. That was the number one show on cable following CM Punk's return on Rampage Friday night. That is up from the 975,000 viewers the show did last week. This is the best viewership the show has done since April 14th. In the 18 to 49 demo, the show did a 0.48, which is up from the 0.35 last week. Showbuzz Daily reported this news. This was the second highest demo rating the show has done since it premiered in October of 2019. Dynamite ranked number one in the cable top 150, up from the number 4 position last week. Jamie Hayter, she went one-on-one with Red Velvet. Not the best women's match that I've seen, but Jamie Hayter is going to be a nice asset to that women's division. Red Velvet is always great, minus the one botch that she had. She played it off very, very nicely. Malachi Black killed Arn Anderson's son in the main event. Varsity Blondes versus the Lucha Brothers, with the Lucha Brothers advancing to the Tag Team Eliminator Final against Jurassic Express. Orange Cassidy defeated Matt Hardy, and we got CM Punk dropping the bomb, pretty much confirming Bryan Danielson, will be in AEW at some point, and we must remain patient. So that was Dynamite. Now, Dynamite, if it looked and sounded like a dark episode, there's a good reason for it. AEW had a loaded Dynamite plan for CM Punk's debut, but all of this was planned and then scrapped due to outside circumstances that Tony Khan could not overcome. So if everybody was wondering, well, I said it myself. I don't think that was the proper show to follow up on CM Punk's Friday night debut on Rampage. I thought they might have dropped the ball on that. I get where some people are saying it was such a big moment that a come down is usually what is expected. And anything would have been looked at as a come down. But I honestly think that they went into Wednesday with this show. I was hoping that it wasn't the way that it was planned. And I'm glad that the news came out that it wasn't the show that we were planned to get. Because it did look like it was a very skimmed down episode of Dynamite. And that's not really the way you want to open up with all these new eyes and all these new fans potentially watching the show, tuning in for Punk, knowing that he's going to be on Dynamite. Let me watch AEW. Maybe I become a fan. Let me see what they have to offer. If that's what you offered following Punk, I don't think that was the right way to go about it. I thought it was a lazy, lazy show. But there's reason for it. Now, there was a planned match that did not occur because 2 people in the match tested positive for COVID-19. The match had not been officially announced yet. Meltzer said that people in the match were fully vaccinated and were not showing any symptoms. Meltzer also reported that another change was made with 2.0. They were set up for an angle on the show, but they were pulled because Matt Lee's wife gave birth early a few days before they were about to get time off. Also, As previously noted, Gangrel was set to appear on the show. This is new. Gangrel was supposed to appear on the show, but that appearance was canceled after WWE revived the Brood Bath with Edge and gave Edge a very Brood-like presentation on SmackDown and at SummerSlam just a few days prior. Gangrel says that he had been working on his appearance for AEW for months. AEW still went ahead and paid Gangrel. Look at that. Good Samaritan is my boy TK, man. Paid Gangrel because he was supposed to be on the show, planned for it months in advance, and they scrapped it because of what happened on WWE, which is great. They don't want to come off copying the alternative. Great. And they still paid Gangrel for his troubles and his efforts getting ready for the last couple of months for this appearance on Dynamite Wednesday. How can't you like this company and what they embody? Meltzer said that Tony Khan had plans to showcase some of the biggest names on the show because they were expecting a bigger viewership number, but he knew they could not deliver 4-star matches because of some of the changes made to the show. I'm glad Tony Khan had planned to put on a great show to follow up CM Punk, so I think that should put to bed anything that people are saying about them not following up correctly and how lazy they are. I hope they don't fuck it up. I hope they don't take it for granted and yada, yada, yada. That's all the excuse that you need right there to make yourself look like a blithering idiot. I thought the same thing, but I'm glad the truth revealed itself. They had a bigger show planned and couldn't because of COVID. At least they didn't advertise shit 8 days in advance and then not tell anybody what was going on like WWE did with Sasha Banks. Monday Night Raw tops 2 million viewers, delivers the second biggest viewership number of 2021. I wonder why. Does it have anything to do with coming off the biggest show that WWE put on all year? Probably. With the show that they gave, the number that you got this week is going to go right back to normal next week. According to Showbuzz Daily, the episode drew an average of 2.067 million viewers. That was up from the 1.857 million the show did last week. The 18 to 49 demo saw the average rating come in at 0.64, which is up from a 0.55 the show did last week. This is the second best viewership the show has done this year. And it even beat the post-WrestleMania 37 rating and was only behind the Legends Night edition on January 4th. The 18 to 49 demo was the highest since April 12th post-WrestleMania episode, and the 18 to 49 demos saw hour 1 at a 0.65, 0.67, and then hour 3 came in at a 0.60. So the show's hourly breakdown as far as millions in viewership, 2.152, 2.094, and the third hour dipped below 2, coming in at a 1.956. Raw was also ranked number 2 in the top 150 shows on cable. Nikki Trash, because that's what the gimmick is, and that's what she is under this new persona. Nikki Trash and Rhea Ripley beat Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I'm assuming we're going to get them as a tag team moving forward, being that neither one of them are good enough for Charlotte Flair now. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley and Sheamus. WWE seemingly is setting up Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley or Bobby Lashley versus Damian Priest. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there. A lot of indecisiveness on WWE's part. Karrion Kross came out looking like a fucking Ninja Turtle. Shredder. He beat Ricochet in about 90 seconds. Xavier Woods versus The Miz. Riddle versus AJ Styles. And Logan Paul appeared on Miz and Morrison's Moist TV. Does that sound like a show that was deserving of a 2.067 million viewership on Monday night? The answer is absolutely fuck no. What a terrible fucking show. What a terrible, terrible, terrible show. Backstage news on why Kofi Kingston has disappeared from WWE TV. We saw Xavier on TV, but we have not seen Kofi. We saw Kofi last week on Monday Night Raw as they were holding up signs after Miz and Morrison teased the breakup, which they did break up on Monday. But where is Kofi? Why isn't he cleared to wrestle? PW Insider is reporting that Kingston is not currently cleared for in-ring action. No further details are available, according to PW Insider, or why WWE is keeping him off of television. So that is it. Whatever the reason is, he may be hurt. I guess he's hurt. it's not COVID related because he's been off TV for about a month now. So I don't know what's going on with Kofi Kingston, but when Big E wins the WWE Championship, it looks like the New Day may get back to being a full force on WWE TV. And finally, guys, before we get out of here, I saved the absolute worst for last. Got backstage news on the reason why WWE gave Karrion Kross new ring gear. This guy legitimately walked out looking like the Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze. I did a whole fucking skit that this guy should be coming out with Vanilla Ice, singing ninja, rap. Go, ninja, go. It's exactly what he looked like. He looked like he was getting ready to be fucking in some high-end porno dominatrix film. He looked like the fucking long-lost brother of Demolition, Axe and Smash. I don't know why we needed to change this guy's appearance. We just saw him on Saturday. No Scarlett, by the way, on Saturday when he lost to Samoa Joe at TakeOver. Shows up on Monday Night Raw looking like a fucking wannabe gladiator. They went all the way with it. Karrion Kross showed off some new ring gear against Ricochet, who's got his own fucking problems on this show. He had a new gladiator mask as part of his entrance. He was also wearing suspenders. I don't know what the fuck the suspenders for, man. Maybe he mixed, maybe Kevin Dunn and Bruce Pritchard got done watching Gladiator over the weekend. Maybe they were watching reruns of fucking Family Matters and took inspiration from Steve Urkel. He was showing off suspenders, a new mask. This is all for the first time. And there have been various fans across the week poking fun at his new look. Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men podcast was able to get a quote from someone in WWE regarding why Kross changed up his look. The source stated, and I quote, "Everything and everyone must be marketable. Toys, shirts, imaging, and accessories. You need to stand out to sell, and that is how they sell." End quote. You know what pisses me off most folks? What pisses me off most is that whoever Andrew Zarian is talking to clearly is fucking part troll. Or he's either the dumbest motherfucker that you could possibly have for a source. Okay? Now, I know it's not this guy's fault. Don't kill the messenger, but their mentality is so fucking out of touch, it is laughable. Whoever thought that this guy looked good on Monday Night Raw, you need to have your fucking brain examined time and time again. You do realize that the biggest star in your company wore black trunks and chugged beer, right? The highest selling t-shirt in WWE history had the letters Austin 316. Letters and numbers on the shirt in white. That's it. A black t-shirt in white that had letters and numbers that read Austin 316. These are the same people that branded Becky Lynch as the man and branded merchandise that said on a black t-shirt, the man. No likeness of Becky Lynch at all on the t-shirt. These are the same people that think they know what is best for the active talent on the show. I don't get why this mentality is something that people will look at and take WWE's side on. Meanwhile, I just stated to you that Steve Austin is the biggest superstar in the history of this company. And look at what they marketed him with. So why do we need to go overboard when we got somebody like Karrion Kross, who, let me get this straight, folks. You've done everything to take away from this guy to make him feel as unspecial as possible, and now you want to market him in fucking Ninja Turtle-esque inspired gear. I don't know whether I'm watching somebody that should be a professional wrestler and a badass, or I'm watching somebody that's going to battle Master Splinter on the top of a fucking rooftop in New York City. I don't get it. This is what you think is marketing to Karrion Kross? This is what you think is going to get him over? In fact, this is getting him more embarrassed. People are now mocking him and laughing at him, making memes about him. Is that what you want? Because if that's what you wanted, you are successful in your venture. But I'll tell you what, if you brought this guy up the way he was intended to be brought up, And he didn't skimp on his presentation and the overall package that Karrion Kross was that Triple H perfected, but Triple H can't perfect anything because then he would get all the credit. Vince McMahon's got to change it so he gets the credit when it succeeds. But what Vince McMahon is doing is mocking Triple H, embarrassing all of Triple H's work, and embarrassing the talent as a result as well. How do you market Karrion Kross? Let me tell you something, you fucking inbred, half brain-dead fucking idiots. How you market Karrion Kross is you put the pretty blonde, his wife, Scarlett, with him. It's all the marketing you need. With that visual presentation and her standing in the corner and the act as a combo, that was all you needed to do to get him over and have him be marketable. Once you took that away, he was as vanilla as Humberto Carrillo. He was like everybody else. Because when you took that away, the entrance went goodbye, his overall presence went goodbye, and the fact that he's Kross and comes off like a fucking loser after night one being the NXT champion, losing to Jeff Hardy, you pretty much solidified this guy's fucking failure on the main roster. I find it hilarious how they got this guy coming out with a fucking hourglass and the sands of time. And his fucking catchphrase is something to do with doomsday. TikTok. Yeah, TikTok, motherfucker. They gave you 6 weeks on Raw and you're already a fucking failure. How do we market Kross? Let's make him as boring as fucking possible and put a goddamn fucking dominatrix mask on him. Meanwhile, the one way to market him is who he's married to. And the overall act together is the marketing and the presentation that you want. I don't get it, man. Listen, I do this shit for free. I do this shit for free, man. If I could be a fucking, an angel on somebody's fucking shoulder and just fucking spew this fucking knowledge to somebody, I'd do it. I really would. I really would. It's unbelievable to me. Anyway, I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so very much for all of your support. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please hit that thumbs up down below. If you're listening on iTunes and Spotify, I'd appreciate a thumbs up or a 5-star rating or a nice comment, something, man. Let's get the iTunes and Spotify and Podbean family together, man. If you guys are listening on the audio platform, man, leave me a rating. We are ranked number 15 in the wrestling industry, all-time podcast on the top iTunes charts, man. I'd love to get into the top 10. You guys can do that for me. So go and do that. If you guys are watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for all notifications. If you guys missed any of the content on the channel, go and check it out. It is all on the homepage right now. If you guys want your t-shirts, Bonfire, right underneath the video player you're watching right now on YouTube. Click the shirt. It'll take you right to Bonfire. Bonfire.com. That is the exclusive home of Off the Script. Make sure you guys go and support via Patreon. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And make sure you guys go check out Dr. Squatch, man. Don't smell like Monday Night Raw. Don't smell like shit. That's drsquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout to save 20% off. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so very much. Thank you for such a great week. And the weeks to come are going to be just as great. I can't do this without you. I love you. And next time you'll see me is back live on Monday night for Raw right here on Off the Script. Until then, guys, have a great weekend. I'll see you later.